Greetings, everybody. It's RPG Grandma. So we did Chainmail, 1971 to 1973, for all intents and purposes. Original D&D, 1974 forward, and then the two supplements came in 1975. All, since most people did not read Chainmail, they just assumed law was good, chaos was evil. And because neither D&D nor Chainmail really went in to explain what chaos is and what law is either, there was a lot of confusion. The confusion started early on alignment. It is a real syndrome. It haunts us today. So Gary tried to fix that with an article in the Strategic Review in February 1976. And this is where we first see the 5 alignment system. Because people were doing the, hey, you must be evil if you're chaotic, you must be good if you're law, and neutral is whatever, and that's not exactly how it is. Good and evil are two separate extremes in the alignment system. Law and chaos are another two separate extremes. And these are cosmic forces at work. And unfortunately, they just did not do a good job of explaining this. And so Gary tries to take a bite at it. He even says he would have changed the alignment of some monsters. If he knew then, when he was writing stuff, what he knew now when he writes this article in 1976. And we will see that in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. We will see alignment of monsters change. So, law and chaos. Let's look at some words that he gave us. Law, reliability, propriety, principle, righteous, regulatory, regulation, methodical, uniform, predictable, prescribed rules, and order. Chaos, unruly, confusion, turmoil, unrestrained, random, irregular, unmethical, unpredictable, disordered, lawless, and anarchy. So two very different conditions of being. They are opposed to each other, but that opposition is what creates the space for life, death, and cycles. Okay? This is cosmic stuff. And unfortunately, even in this article, he doesn't explain it as good as it could be. But we're looking at mythological breakdowns, ways of looking at mythology, ways of creating storytelling from the books that they were pulling these ideas from when they went to go create armies. Good and evil as well are opposing things, but both law and chaos and good and evil slide towards each other, because you can't run a chaotic an orc tribe if it's in complete disarray any more than you can run a big city if it's in complete disarray. There's going to be some rules, and so most societies move more towards that neutral zone. And then you're going to have kind of like their temperament, which is going to be more your good, evil, your morality scale. So good is harmless, friendly, kind, honest, sincere, helpful, beneficial, and pure. Evil is unfit, mischievous, unpleasant, dishonest, bad, injurious, wicked, and corrupt. You can have a benign, chaotic good that is actually beneficial. So this is a worldview that we're looking at of order makes the world better, no, personal freedom makes the world better. Think of it that way. And then within that betterness, what does that mean? So you can have a lawful evil, and that's an oppressive dictatorship. You can have chaotic good, and it's very beneficial, but unpredictable. All right, so we first get our lawful good, chaotic good, lawful evil, chaotic evil, and neutral. as a way of existing, as a way of seeing the universe, as a way of behaving within the universe. He also goes on to explain that some creatures in D&D are who they are because of their alignment. You change their alignment, they cease to be that thing. They're no longer a demon. Demons have to be the epitome of chaotic evil. Lawful evil, those are vampires with their hierarchy. All right? Chaotic good alignment, those are elves. This is like their core stereotype being when he's writing this article. So he's trying to show how the mechanic supports the archetype of these creatures, whereas the PCs can be much more nuanced, can be much more different, if you will. He goes on to talk about, well, how do you deal with players then? You know, you got a paladin, they're lawful good, but they're doing stuff. When do they stop being lawful good? Or, you know, what if you got somebody, you know, going off and doing stuff that they maybe shouldn't be doing? You track that, and he's vague, kind of vague on when you declare, hey, you've changed alignment, you're no longer a paladin because you're no longer lawful good. You're something else, whatever that is. But a lawful good character is very hard to play properly. Just as a chaotic evil character is very hard to play properly. You would think it would be easy. It's not. So you have to understand that those are extreme points in existence. And so they're going to be extreme characters. And they're going to have extreme worldviews and extreme behaviors that are going to come out of their ethos, their morality. Okay? And this is his first stab, this article. I strongly, you know, if you can get your hands on Strategic Review, it's out there on the internet. Just go read it. February 1976. Go read it. Read this section. Get an idea of what they were thinking, because alignment's evolving. Now, Holmes Basic, which came out, I got it in my notes here, 1977, so a year later, inherits, got a page here, yay for PDFs, ability to buy PDFs, inherits this system of 5. Holmes further goes on to say, you can have your alignment be secret. So we said that we've started to get alignments to classes last video, and the assassins were one that kept it secret. Now, like any class can do that. This allows your players to be deceptive. This allows your players to pretend to be something they're not. This actually justifies some of the magic spells we start seeing too. So, you could do this. Now, generally, he says that the players know each other's alignment, but they got to role play like they don't. You could put out there that, only the DM knows, and that's blank on everyone's pages. You could do that. Player versus player was a thing, much more in the old days than what we see now. And there's reasons for that, and that's like a whole nother video. We're going to move on to Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, which will be probably multiple, because there's a lot of information there. And also Arduin's system. So I hope this is helping you see the evolution, and that you're dealing with forces that are much larger than just how people behave. And this can have some cool potential in your game. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.